And he's just a person that needs the energy of humans, you know.
Bad Boy Entertainment. I named it Bad Boy because I wanted to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like kind of bad.
Y'all, former Bad Boy artist Tanya Blount has finally broken her silence on the Diddy allegations, and y'all, she's sharing some shocking stories about her time at Diddy's label. We're talking about the so-called Bad Boy curse that apparently followed every artist who refused to take part in Diddy's, wait for it, Freak0ffs. I know, right? It's giving me major creepy vibes already.
These freak-off tapes of celebrities is being sold throughout Hollywood. Y'all, this is crazy. So a lawyer of one of the victims of Diddy said that another victim came to her and tried to sell her a video of Diddy and another high-profile celebrity that is bigger than Diddy on this freak-off tape. She explains how she saw the video for herself and could clearly identify whoever this celebrity is, and honestly, I want to know. She explains how this isn't the only tape that she's heard of, and she's heard that other tapes are being sold throughout Hollywood, basically as blackmail, saying, hey, you buy this tape or I'm going to make it exposed to the public.
Just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Now let's break this down, besties. Tanya Blount, thankfully, isn't on any of these alleged tapes because she had the courage to walk away from Diddy's world. But don't think for a second that decision came without a price. Tanya went from being one of the most promising artists at Bad Boy to losing everything. And I mean everything. We're talking homeless, rock bottom, and at one point she even tried to take her own life. It's heartbreaking, y'all. Think about it. Tanya had it all, an incredible voice, that powerful duet with Lauryn Hill, which we'll get into later, and the potential to become one of the biggest stars of her time. But instead of skyrocketing to fame, she suddenly vanished from the spotlight. It took her years to get over the bad boy curse. But here's the silver lining, besties. Unlike a lot of celebs who are now scrambling to hide their connection to Diddy, Tanya never compromised her principles. She stayed true to her morals and beliefs, and in the end, she came out on top. And that, my friends, is what we call integrity. So what exactly did Tanya reveal about her time at Bad Boy? Did Diddy really try to pull her into these so-called freak-offs? And what did Tanya witness at Diddy's label that made her realize she was dealing with the devil himself? Let's break it all down, shall we?
His eye is on the spare.
All right, for those of you who might not be familiar with Tanya Trotter, formerly Blunt, let me give you a quick rundown. This queen was born and raised in Washington, D.C., and from a young age, it was clear that she was born to sing. We're talking serious talent, besties.
Tanya, let's hear it. Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
Beautiful. Go ahead, girl. You just saved that lamb's life. No lamb chops tonight, huh? Very nice.
Tanya had this deep, soulful voice that could instantly move you. I'm talking goosebumps, tears, the whole 9 yards. By the time she was a teenager, she was already making waves in the music scene. But her big break? That came in 1993 when she starred alongside Lauryn Hill in Sister Act 2 and sang that unforgettable version of His Eye is on the Sparrow. If you haven't heard it, stop what you're doing and go listen right now. I'll wait.
What's the matter, Rita? That was beautiful. Don't even try, girl, because you can blow too. Yeah, but you got that type of voice you could
really make it. This is for church. What's wrong with you, girl? I don't know, I've just been thinking about things. My mother thinks singing is dead end, no security. And that's cool, Rita. But what do you think? I don't know. Look, let's do the song I was doing, but this time let's do it together. I can't sing with you, girl. Come on. You with it? You take the top, and I'll take the bottom. Just try it.
I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow.
Please don't stop.
See what I mean? Tanya was a natural talent, and it seemed like she was destined to make it in Hollywood. People were calling her the next big thing, y'all. When she dropped her debut album, Natural Thing, in 1994, she was this close to becoming a household name. We're talking on the brink of superstardom, besties.
They tell me how much you care.
Tanya's second single from her debut album, Through the Rain, peaked at number 27 and gave her her first appearance on the US Hot 100. By 1995, Tanya's talent was officially recognized when she snagged a nomination for Best New Artist at the Soul Train Awards. Things were looking up, right? Well, hold on to your wigs, because this is where the story takes a dark turn. Shortly after this initial success, things started going downhill for Tanya, and you can already guess why. Enter Diddy. At the height of her success, Tanya was approached by the man himself. This was around the time Diddy was building his bad boy empire with artists like the Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and Maache. At that time, Bad Boy was the place to be for anyone wanting to make it big in the 90s.
Check out this new video from the Hot Boys, baby. Bling bling, baby. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, short now.
Bling.
Yo, Puff, real quick. Puff. Real quick, I wanted to give you the props with the Notorious magazine. I know a lot of people don't really talk about that, man. That's a good magazine.
Yeah. We got a magazine. We getting up on the running. Got a new album, Forever, in your stores right now. We got a restaurant in Atlanta. We represent for NY to the fullest. We love everybody from New York, each borough. That's what we represent. I love y'all for all the support. I love that hate me. I love y'all too. And I love you, baby.
But here's the thing, besties. Tanya wasn't like the other artists. According to several industry insiders, she had already heard that Diddy had a reputation for drawing his artists into a life of partying and debauchery. And our girl Tanya, she wanted to stay far away from that scene. But you know how it is, the offer was just too good to turn down. In 1996, Tanya officially signed with Bad Boy Entertainment. At first, things seemed to be going well. Tanya immediately started working on her second album, even contributing by writing for herself and other Bad Boy artists. Diddy was all in on the project at first, but over time, his interest started to fade. Years went by and only 2 tracks ever saw the light of day: I Love Him and The Last Time We Made Love. Now, one reason Diddy neglected Tanya's career is that he was more focused on artists like Biggie Smalls, who could make him the most money. But hold on to your seats, besties, because there's another, more sinister reason why Diddy allegedly sabotaged Tanya's second album.
My name's Puff Daddy. This is my new artist, the Notorious B.I.G. And we here at the Outcast Picnic, just getting our swerve all the way on. Yeah. So yo, check this show. It's 94. We got Craig Mack. We got the Notorious Big. We got Usher Raymond. We got Mary J. Blige. We got Pebbles. We got TLC. We got a lot of things coming your way. We banging, baby. We making music strictly for the streets. We appreciate your support. And it's all.
Word on the street is that Tanya refused to take part in Diddy's Freak-off sessions after he reportedly tried to convince her to sleep with some of his male friends. I know, it's giving major creep vibes. Industry insiders have claimed that Diddy would throw these parties where aspiring artists were pressured to take part in some seriously messed up acts. Allegedly, this was Diddy's way of testing their obedience and loyalty. It's like something out of a twisted movie, y'all.
Because I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said, in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm gonna drug their ass off and pick them up and pimp them out to my nigga. He said, I'm gonna drug them out. I'm gonna get them all on drugs, and I'm gonna pimp their ass out to my nigga. And I was like, there's somebody kids.
But our girl Tanya, she wasn't having any of it. From what we know, she was one of those women who said a big fat no to partying with Diddy. She simply refused to sell her soul for a career, knowing she could make it on her own. And from what Tanya has revealed in different interviews over the years, she made a decision that she wasn't going to compromise herself, not even for Diddy. She didn't want any part in the Freak-offs or the behind-the-scenes corruption that was going on at Bad Boy Records. And just like that, her career seemed to hit a dead end. According to several sources, Tanya was not only blackballed by Diddy, but also erased from opportunities across the industry. And if you think that sounds far-fetched, remember we've seen it happen time and time again with people who tried to warn us about Diddy. Just look at what Wendy Williams went through. Now,
when she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down, and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station. Wow. That's the power he had.
I'm from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now, so.
Faith starts to realize there's no room for the First Lady of Bad Boy in Daddy's house.
This is the infamous Daddy's House recording studios, and after losing big, I refused to record here on my Keep the Faith album. I was just kind of like over everything and everybody. To be honest, I wanted to try and leave Bad Boy after Big died.
now back to Tanya Blount. The good news is that she managed to rebuild her life after experiencing the Bad Boy curse. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Tanya started experiencing severe mental health issues. She felt guilty for walking away from her record deal because that was her main way of providing for her family and her son, who she had at just 19 years old. Imagine this, besties. Tanya had to let her family members take care of her son while she slept in a van. At one point, the guilt and depression got so bad that Tanya made an attempt on her life. It's heartbreaking, y'all. Tanya shared in a 2021 interview with Allison that this was her darkest moment, and it happened shortly after she walked away from Bad Boy. She said, "We had just recorded about 50 to 60 songs at Arista Records with Sean Combs. Everyone knows him as Diddy or Love now. I remember going to the studio and telling my manager, I don't want to do this. I want a different style of music and legacy. Why can't we blend all these styles of music that I grew up listening to? Why do I have to do this in order to make it? I want to record something completely different." Tanya felt uncomfortable with the direction Arista and Diddy were pushing her in, and though she knew she had to walk away, it was a very dark moment in her life. She said, "It was the hardest decision because that was how I was able to provide and take care of my family at the time. It was so hard. It broke me. It really did. I went into therapy with thoughts and even attempted, but it shaped me at the same time." When asked how close she was to taking her own life, Tanya said, "I was there. I was in a Dallas hospital on a 72-hour watch. I had taken pills. I decided this is it. My son was fine. He would have people to take care of him. I just gave up. But here's where the story takes a turn for the better, besties. Tanya's faith pulled her out of that dark place, and she went on to marry gospel singer Michael Trotter Jr. They formed a musical duo called The War and Treaty, and now they make soulful and spiritual music. Something completely different than what Tanya did at Bad Boy.
I want to know about being songwriters. What's your favorite lyric of his, and what's your favorite lyric of hers? That maybe you've been surprised by in the studio, like, wow, you did that.
It's so many of them, but he has this one line in the song that we were actually nominated for, your blank page, waiting for someone to write on. Come on.
Yeah.
That's so clever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
My favorite lyric is Tanya. She is the lyric. She is absolutely the lyric that only I can write. Bam! I will drop the mic because I can't pay for this mic if it breaks. So, mic drop.
Yeah, y'all got to get it together. If y'all ain't competing with that. Exactly.
Now Michael, who's an Iraq war veteran, has had his fair share of struggles too. He also made an attempt on his life after returning from military service. It's like these two beautiful souls found each other in their darkest moments.
When did you start to feel what was later determined to be post-traumatic stress?
Well, now that I know what it is, I will say I had been having it throughout my career. You just don't have the time to pay attention to it. But once I realized the 4th of July became a major problem for me, once I was out, then I knew, oh man, this is not normal. It's got to be something else wrong with me. And so yeah, around that time frame.
So hearing and seeing fireworks and the sound of that was...
I didn't even have to see them, just hear them. Especially if you're in Detroit. Some of those fireworks they have, I know they stole from the military.
So what would you feel? What would you think when you heard those?
Take cover, protecting my family, and yeah, I just feel the threat. My heart was racing, palms were sweaty, and everything just changes. Like I don't realize that I'm not in America. I feel like I'm in America. I feel like I'm back in the war. You know.
How did you treat that? Why are you better now, you think?
So this is a very controversial topic for a lot of people who have stake and claims in the medical field, but they put me on all kinds of medications and hoping that the medications would trigger some change. But I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, the love of my wife, Tanya. You know, I mean, she just put her life on hold and dealt with me and constantly reminded me that I was loved, that I was cared for, that I'm home and I'm safe, you know. And that's really, truthfully, what did it for me.
But here's the inspiring part, besties. Tanya and Michael managed to create a fulfilling life away from the toxic world of the music industry. While Tanya's been very open about how hard it was to walk away from a career she dreamed of, she's also shared that she feels peace now. In an interview, Tanya said, "We are in lightness now. Depression, PTSD is an ongoing journey. You have to acknowledge that it is always there. It is the little pink elephant in the room for us. We watch each other. Our team watches for it. We all know that it's there. That is what love does. Love acknowledges their pain. We protect and we support." Hearing all this, it really sounds like leaving behind the bad boy world was a survival move, not just for Tanya's career, but for her soul and her life. But how does Tanya feel now that all of Diddy's dark deeds are out in the open, and he's very likely looking at life in prison? With all the recent lawsuits and allegations surrounding Diddy, more and more people are starting to question his past behavior. It's making people revisit stories like Tanya Blount's. Diddy might have thought he could silence Tanya by blackballing her from the industry, but in the end, she's living proof that if you just stay true to your principles, you can overcome anything, even the bad boy curse. Tanya was one of the few who refused to play Diddy's twisted games, and fans are now comparing her to artists like Maya, who also refused to compromise herself and wasn't afraid to say no to these powerful industry men.
There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally. financially. There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power.
And yes, Tanya and Maya both paid the price for walking away from their lucrative contracts. But in the end, they found something much more valuable than fame: themselves, their voice, and their peace. Tanya may have been blackballed, but in the long run, she survived. And that's something worth celebrating, besties.
And tell us about Lover's Game, your album, guys.
Oh my goodness, you just said that and now I'm stuck.
Oh, okay. I'm having my moment too.
You can have my moment. Well, you know, this is the first album that we've done that we kind of opened ourselves up for writing with Nashville writers. We live in Nashville, Tennessee now. And we just wanted the theme to be surrounded about love, because that's really what our mission is. Our heart's work is about love. And just letting people know that it's okay to love, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to go through all the things that you have to go through in life, you know? It's a part of our journey.
Tanya said, "We never saw him drink. We never saw him smoke. I never saw that. Being around him was like school because you were literally learning while training." However, Tanya added that she's appalled with the stuff she's hearing about Diddy now, and it made her feel grateful she had enough of a support system to protect her from all that. Tanya said, "I was young, but I had a manager who told me, no, you're not going to that party. I also had God protecting me from whatever was happening. The people who experienced it, I really feel bad for them." Now, onto some good news, besties. Tanya recently shared that John Legend's production company is producing a movie about Tanya and Michael Trotter's life. The movie will shed more light on the darkness Tanya experienced in the industry and how she managed to survive it all. According to Deadline, Oscar winner Will McCormack and Oscar nominee Craig Borton are writing a screenplay that revolves around the true story of Iraq War veteran Michael and singer Tanya, who's down on her luck. In a statement to Deadline, Tanya and Michael said, "Our hearts are overwhelmed at the chance to get to share our love story with the world. It's filled with highs and lows, heartbreaks and heartstrings, and is threaded by the fabric of love and resilience that fuels our world." One fan said, "I love Tan's voice. Her singing in Sister Act 2 was beautiful. I had no idea she was signed to the Grim Reaper record label. He's a talent destroyer. He had really talented artists on his label only to ruin their careers. Not one artist from his label has had huge success and lived to enjoy their success. I'm sorry to hear Tanya has been through so much hardship. Her voice is astounding. A talent like Tanya should be a megastar." And another fan wrote, "I remember watching Sister Act 2 almost every day as a kid just to watch her and Lauryn Hill sing His Eye is on the Sparrow. This woman has such a beautiful soul to match her beautiful voice. Her love for her husband made me cry because it's deep and unconditional, and she literally saved his life. I wish Tanya Blount and her family nothing but love and eternal blessings." So besties, what do you think about Tanya's inspiring story and what she experienced after leaving Bad Boy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more juicy celebrity tea. Until next time, stay fabulous and stay strong like Tanya. Bye. Like Tanya. Bye.